Watch, Trump just buried the Democratic Party forever with this surprise announcement. President Trump just turned Washington upside down. He just announced a, quote, massive tax cut that will be unveiled next week. This is the Democrats' worst nightmare, as they know most Americans would love a tax cut. Just the latest example of Trump following through on his promises, and the Democrats will panic. He told the Associated Press that the plan will result in tax cuts for both individuals and businesses. He also told them it would be the biggest ever. Quote, bigger than any tax cut ever. Speaker Paul Ryan has been telling President Trump not to push for a tax cut this year, but he just showed Ryan and the establishment who really is in charge. The Associated breaking. Trump tells AP he will unveil tax plan next week that includes, quote, massive tax cut for individuals and businesses. This comes after he made this promise just last month. Let's take a listen here.
That President Trump did today was to meet with executives from companies from around the country, and here's some of what he had to say to those executives earlier this morning.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Sit down, please. Mark was so nice with the plant. Coming back, I wanted to sit next to him. I must be honest. Thank you very much, everybody. This is really our first official meeting. And Andrew, it's nice to have you set everything up so well, and I hear your company's doing well. Thank you. And I really do. I appreciate we'll get to know each other very well. We'll have these meetings whenever you need them, actually, but I would say every quarter, perhaps. You could say monthly, but then all of a sudden, monthly becomes repetitive, as we know. It sounds good, but then you have to do it, and it's like, gets a little repetitive. But I would say probably on a quarterly basis. You are great people. You've done an amazing job, and the biggest in the world, and this is a worldwide meeting, and what we want to do is bring manufacturing back to our country. Vice President Pence, good morning, is very much involved with me on that. It's one of my most important subjects. It's what the people wanted. It's one of the reasons I'm sitting here instead of somebody else sitting here. And I think it's something I'm good at. We've already had a big impact. And I want to thank Mark and Ford because you've been great. I think Maryland is going to be terrific. We're going to find out soon, right? That's Lockheed Martin. And I think we're going to have a tremendous amount of business coming back. If you read today's papers, you'll see what's happening with 4 or 5 different companies that announced that they feel much differently. Foxconn is going to spend a tremendous amount of money on building a massive plant, and probably more than one. So that's what we want. We want to start making our products again. We don't want to bring them in, we want to make them here. And that doesn't mean we don't trade, because we do trade. But we want to make our products here. And if you look at some of the original great people that ran this country, you will see that they felt very strongly about that. How to make your products. And we're going to start making our products here. And there'll be advantages to companies that do indeed make their products here. So we've seen it. It's going to be a wave. You watch, it's going to be a wave. And I've always said, by the time you put them in these massive ships or airplanes that fly them, I think it's going to be cheaper. Now, what we're doing is we are going to be cutting taxes massively for both the middle class and for companies, and that's massively. We're trying to get it down to anywhere from 15 to and it's now 35%, but it's probably more 38% than it is 35, wouldn't you say? That's a big thing. A bigger thing, and that surprised me, is the fact that we're going to be cutting regulation massively. Now, we're going to have regulation, and it'll be just as strong and just as good and just as protective of the people as the regulation we have right now. The problem with the regulation that we have right now is that you can't do anything. I have people that tell me they have more people working on regulations than they have doing product, and it's out of control. It's gotten out of control. I'm a very big person when it comes to the environment. I've received awards on the environment, but some of that stuff makes it impossible to get anything built. It takes years and years. You can look at some examples. I read one recently where a man's been trying to build a factory for many, many years, and his vote was going to be fairly soon, and he gave up because he wasn't going to win the vote. Spent millions and millions of dollars, actually ruined his life, and we can't have that. So when somebody wants to put up a factory, it's going to be expedited, and you have to go through the process, but it's going to be expedited, and we're going to take care of the environment, we're going to take care of safety, and all of the other things we have to take care of, but you're going to get such great service. There will be no country that's going to be faster, better, more fair, and at the same time protecting the people of the country, whether it's safety or so many other reasons. The regulations are good. We think we can cut regulations by 75%, maybe more.
Well, the president says that the package will be released on Wednesday or shortly thereafter, just before his 100-day mark in office. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin initially set a goal of getting tax reform passed by August, but that deadline has slipped. Mnuchin now says the administration still hoped to get a bill passed well before the end of the year. Let's see what happens. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and thank you so much for watching.